On February 2nd, President Donald Trump urged New Yorkers to keep using the subway system. A few days later, he said it's unlikely that you could catch the coronavirus in a crowd. 3 weeks after that, he encouraged San Franciscans to attend a massive parade in Chinatown, right before saying they should eat at their local Chinese restaurant to avoid being a bigot. No, wait. No, something's not right there. Oh, right, because that wasn't Trump. That was liberals. Now, you know, I'm old enough to remember when just last month and even earlier this month, liberals from Nancy Pelosi to AOC to Bill de Blasio were saying that there was no reason to panic and that we should keep eating pot stickers and shaking hands in Chinatown. Because if you were young and healthy, you were super unlikely to get sick, so just go about your day. But now that over 2,000 people have died and New York City has turned into a medical war zone, suddenly it's all Donald Trump's fault for downplaying this virus and not taking it seriously enough from the beginning. Here's Nancy Pelosi, for example, telling Jake Tapper just this weekend that Trump's early denial was deadly.
When did the president know about this? And what did he know? What did he know and when did he know it? That's for an after-action review. But as the president fiddles, people are dying.
And you know, unfortunately, in the internet age of social media where everything's caught on film, these kinds of lies don't fly. At least for anyone smart enough to do about 5 seconds of basic Googling. Because here's Nancy Pelosi back on February 24th, walking with a huge crowd through San Francisco's Chinatown and urging people to come visit.
But we do want to say to people, come to Chinatown. Here we are. We're, again, careful, safe, and come join us.
And she's not the only one. Here's the New York City Health Commissioner on February 2nd telling people to keep using the subway and urging them to attend the New York Chinatown parade.
There is no reason not to take the subway, not to take the bus, not to go out to your favorite restaurant, and certainly not to miss the parade next Sunday. I'm going to be there.
Here she is on February 7th telling people that the virus is typically transmitted among family members in their own homes and not large crowds.
Well, we know that it can be transmitted when people are living together and have extended contact. We also know that if it were likely to be transmitted casually, we would be seeing a lot more cases.
Right.
Here's AOC on March the 10th saying people should keep eating at Chinese restaurants or else they're racists.
There's a lot of restaurants that are feeling the pain of racism, where people are literally not patroning Chinese restaurants. They're not patroning Asian restaurants because of just straight up racism around the coronavirus.
Here's Bill de Blasio, also on March 10th, telling people that if they're under 50 and healthy, they probably won't even get sick, and that even if they do, it won't be any worse than the common cold.
If you're under 50 and you're healthy, which is most New Yorkers, there's very little threat here. This disease, even if you were to get it, basically acts like a common cold or flu. And transmission is not that easy. I think there's been a misperception.
Heck, de Blasio was still poo-pooing this thing, 2 days ago? He was still going to the gym while New Yorkers were being told to stay off the streets. Here's a photo of him taking a stroll in a local park that was nowhere near his home just this past weekend, after everyday New Yorkers were put under a shelter-in-place ordinance and told not to leave their house unless it was absolutely necessary. But somehow, we're all supposed to believe that Trump is the one who downplayed this virus, even though he was the one restricting travel from China as early as January and getting called racist for his trouble. But now, offering Americans some sliver of hope and saying that he wishes he could have had America open for business as soon as possible means that he's not taking this pandemic seriously? Really? I'm sure that the left thinks that we're all dumber than a 2x4, but this has to be a new low, which they always seem to find. So for weeks, liberal politicians were shrugging this thing off as a common cold and telling us to keep packing into subway cars like sardines, and the media were all too happy to point a microphone in their direction. And no one accuses them of being big fat liars or having contributed to this crisis. No one accuses Pelosi of having blood on her hands for telling people to come out to Chinatown for a party in the streets. No one says that AOC is responsible for people dying because she told them that they're bigots if they don't head straight to their local Hong Kong buffet and chow down. She gets a pass. But Trump optimistically says that he wished America could have been opened back up by Easter to give desperate Americans some sort of light at the end of a very dark tunnel. Or saying that there are some drugs that have shown some hope for a treatment That means he's killing people and should be banned from television? How much fish tank cleaner would you have to huff to think that that makes any sense whatsoever? This is such a shameless political game, and it's not even a well-played one. They're not trying to hide it anymore. They're counting on you being so stupid that you won't notice how they are unapologetically using people's deaths to their own political advantage. And if the media truly cared about calling out lies and hypocrisy, they would be honest about where all this disinformation was really coming from. But no, we all know that that's not their real agenda, is it? And that's your Reality Check America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, that you like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.